So the drop I'm talking about today is the DC Artist Alleyway, and to let you know first of all, I was successful on the drop using some of the tips I've shared on this channel. I was able to pick up a common, which is the Wonder Woman, which I was very excited about. As I said in my previous video, the Wonder Woman is the first appearance, and she forms part of what's called the DC Trinity. That's Wonder Woman, Superman and Batman, so they're kind of the three most popular characters in the DC universe, and the three characters that are often shown in films, TV shows and comics. So it's really good to see her finally in NFT format on the app, and I was really happy to kind of pick her up. Now if you actually look at the results here, I've also did a couple of screen captures to kind of show the initial post-drop results for some of the collectibles here. Wonder Woman, Supergirl, there's also Hawkgirl and Batgirl. And if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I will also kind of share some of the mistakes I've made today, because I'm not all about just sharing successes. It's about giving people the opportunity to learn my experience. Please do stay to the end. But as we can see here, initially when there was only about 133 Wonder Woman collectibles on the market, the price was sitting at around about 115 gems, so still quite higher than the 50 gem cost to participate in the drop. And this was just straight away as the market opened, about 35 minutes after the drop itself. And I want really people to pay notice here is the number of editions available to purchase on the market. So that was the initial kind of prices for things here. And I've also got Supergirl. So Supergirl was the rare, and again 50 gems for the blind box, and she was sitting at around about 100 gems. So already the common, so the common had over 9,000 editions compared to the rare. So I had a lot more editions, yet fewer on the market and going for a higher price. And I really do think that's because of a couple of things. It was a first appearance of Wonder Woman in NFT format, where Supergirl's already been out, and same with Batgirl. And also the fact that she is just such a popular character really helped push the price up compared to other commons. So what we can also see here is I want people to kind of look at the numbers available in terms of editions. So 237 for Hawkgirl, going up to 467, going up to 494. Supergirl sitting at 770, going up to 800, and now I think at 1k. And Wonder Woman sitting at 370, going up to about 713 here. And why I bring this up is throughout the course of the past few hours, the other collectibles in this drop, there have been quite significant numbers for sale on the market, but Wonder Woman as yet hasn't reached even close to 1k being available to purchase on the secondary market out of those over 9,000 that dropped. So that means at the moment over 8,000 collectibles have been held, not been sold on, because I do think people are getting wise to the first appearance and getting smart about keeping hold of those collectibles for the longer term hold, rather than trying to make quick sales and quick gains post drop. So to bear in mind for yourselves, when you are thinking about picking things up, even if you're not successful on the drop, there are opportunities to still turn potential profit in terms of gems. Not financial advice, just my own opinions, but as you can sort of see here, if you had picked up Wonder Woman common for 120, 130 gems post drop, you could have sold it for 200, 210, 220 afterwards within a space of an hour or two. And you can see here the price do fluctuate over time, so you have to pick and choose your moments as to when to pick up and when to sell. I think currently the price peaked about 240 and then went back down to about 200 odds. Now this is really going to be a story of two collectibles, because at the same time as this was going on, Batgirl, which wasn't a first appearance, she'd already appeared as part of the DC Cover Girls editions. She was selling for around about 80 to 90 gems straight after the drop. I picked her up for around about 69 gems and sold her for around about 89 gems. So I made 20 gems on that quick turnaround. And why that's important is because Batgirl at the time of recording was sitting now in about 59, 60 gems. So it's still more than the initial 50 gems you'd pay to get into that blind box, but a lot less than the 80 gems that someone else paid for that collectible. So it's really important. Not every tip or trick will work. You really have to know and do your research. One of the reasons I produce these videos is I really want to kind of share the knowledge of what I've learned from my experience of being on the app with other people. So just because something's selling at a price doesn't mean you can pick it up and sell it for a higher price and make more gems that way. Prices do go up and down, so you need to know when to kind of buy and when to sell. And really that's all dependent on each collectible. I realised that Batgirl wasn't a first appearance and that she probably will dip in price, so I picked up as soon as I could and then sold her for a slightly higher price just making a few gems turnaround there. And that's including the percentage tax for selling. And now she's a lot lower, so I'm kind of glad I picked up and sold her. If I really wanted to, I could go back in and buy her up. And why this is really important to notice and talk about is I've got on the right hand side here, for me, we can see this is the I'll Get a Loki common. Again, 9,800 additions. Went for 40 gems drop, and it was the first appearance, and it's currently selling for about 33 gems there, so a lot lower than the 40 gems to pick up. So this is what can happen here. It's the first appearance, it's a common, it's quite a high number of additions, 9,000 odds, and yet it's selling for less than what it was to pick up at the blind box drop. Whereas Wonder Woman at the moment is selling for a lot more than the 50 gems for her, even though she has a common first appearance for 9,000 additions. So almost identical in terms of stats. Big difference is popularity. More people are interested in Wonder Woman. There's more hype around Wonder Woman than it is around I'll Get a Loki. Wonder Woman's one of those, as I mentioned, Trinity characters. Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman have been around for 60-70 years plus. Very popular, very widely known out with the pop culture community. So that's one of the main driving factors why her price went up so much. Why in my previous video I said how much she would be going for. In my previous video I shared I think she would be very popular and one I'd be able to kind of pick up. So I did promise to kind of share one of my mistakes. So when Wonder Woman I was sitting at around about 150 gems on the marketplace, I actually sold the one I picked up, hoping to kind of buy back in when the price was cheaper. And what I do on the secondary market is I sometimes list by order of which the collectibles went up in the market by date to see the latest ones come up first. And I thought I'd collected one that was 115 gems and bought that, but in my haste to kind of get on the market and pick one up before it was sold out, I actually picked one up back up for 150 gems. I didn't actually make a profit on that one at that time. So just to be wary of that in the future, and for yourselves, it is important to be as quick as possible to try and get on and get a collectible before it's sold. But also bear in mind, make sure you are on the right one and don't make the mistake that I made. Not too upset about that because it's now sitting at around 200 gems, so I'm still in profit, and I see this only going up potentially in the future. I might do a video tomorrow on where I think it might end up in the next 6 months to a year. I'll just see how things go, but I'll be keeping an eye on the marketplace for that. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like so other people can find it and discover it. If you enjoy this content, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. In the meantime, please check this video out here. It's been very popular on your channel, or you can check this one out here. I'm sure you'll like it. Thank you, and I'll see you next video.